There we go, folks. How we doing, Lee?
Good. How are you, Doug? Hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
A little trouble with our intro video here first thing this morning, so we'll bring that up for B Squad. But I'm your host, Doug Lakey here, and InsideBowling.com, the 11thFrame.com Open at Cherry Lanes in Dubuque, Iowa. We are just finishing up with practice, and
we're starting, Doug.
We're underway, sir.
We are bowling for score.
We have a 1-to-8 ratio pattern that they developed for this tournament, and it's looking pretty tough so far through practice anyways.
Didn't really have the 10 right-handers didn't have a uniform way of playing it. You had some guys, Brett Cunningham, John Brocklin, etc., playing out. Had some guys playing track, some guys playing in. And all over the place.
Yep. We'll get it. We're micromanaged Mike is already in the booth today. We've got 14 entries in A Squad.
11. It's like 15 and 16 to our far right. Drew the 3 on a pair assignment. There is going to move one pair to the right on this squad. Bowling 6 games, so they will hit their starting pair twice.
All right, we have, I want to check this out here. We always get the kinks and the bugs out of the way first thing in the morning.
See, Doug, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Our levels seem to be good for the actual stream there, so.
Already. Oh. No, I'm too loud. I think that's better. Already seen a multitude of 1-2-4s and 3-6-10s, depending on how you're playing the lanes.
Right.
I think them playing as a group so different is not going to help.
Oops, sorry about that. Thanks to those of you that are in the chat first thing with us this morning. How are we sounding out there? We coming through loud and clear?
Doug, Matt Todd thinks you have cold.
Colt?
Cold. C-O-L-D. It's like you're sounding sick or something.
Oh, I'm a little sinusy today. But I feel great. Happy to be here.
And Matt, Doug did draw the bad mic, the one that kind of does come off its rocker a little bit sometimes when you touch it the wrong way.
Good look at our buddy Brett Cunningham there on 9 and 10. We do have our normal video effects here. We got 2 cameras working.
Do have going to be using 24 different lanes today, 7 through 30. Right now we're just using 7 through 16. 1 through 4 is the VIP area, and only Doug is allowed in there.
There we go.
The rest of us, not quite, not even Mike Flanagan.
Here we go.
The 13 and 14 cross group is 2 familiar faces, John Brocklin and Jeff Richgels. It's kind of odd with these the scoring monitor setup, Doug.
Yeah,
because you have a TV in between the scoring monitors for each pair. So, for example, it would be 11 and then some kids show, 12, 13, soccer, 14, 15, football.
Right. There's actually 39 televisions from lane 5 to 30.
And then they have the drop-down projector screens, which they had on
last night.
Last night.
They did. This place was rocking, but there wasn't a whole people knocking. So looking forward to bringing you the live coverage here all day. Those of you that joined us in Springfield a couple weeks ago, it was a great event at Jeff Carter's team tournament. But this is the 11thframe.com Open. It's presented by Coors Light and InsideBowling.com. Live at Cherry Lanes. As Mike told us, 11 entries in A squad.
He did say that there are already 30 sign-ups for B squad.
Yes.
And not sure about C squad. Of course, you can re-enter.
Right. I'm adjusting my mic levels. I think it sounds a little better.
Agree with that.
So A squad qualifying underway, 5 frames in. The guys are going to bowl 6 games, and the score is going to be posted. They can re-enter if they want. 3 squads today.
Just about everybody's done with either 4 or 5 frames. After 4 frames, one of the 11 bowlers is plus. Be this gentleman down here, I don't know, on 16 who starts strike spare double. And a flat 10. First strike of the day for Brett over there after starting with 5 consecutive spares. And I will learn nothing for my from this squad for my entry later today, because there are 11 bowlers and 11 right-handers. I know there is at least one other left-hander entered into the tournament. Saw him last night. That's Matt McNiel. Come down from Minnesota. Go to the so we can see 9 through 16, right, Doug? Between our two cameras.
You got it, buddy.
Take that back. We do have one left-hander in the tournament. That's Father John with the triple, Brooklyn. Means the only people we won't be able to see on our screen this game would be Brad Miller and Danny Spink. Have to congratulate Danny on a nice win last weekend out at St. Charles Lanes.
Yeah.
Non-winners of one regional.
The non-champions event,
Right.
Yes.
Kind of a weak turnout, but we still beat everybody there. No, Kyle Sherman and Casey Murphy also bowled well. They coming this weekend? Either of them?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Richgels' second washout conversion of this game. Hear me, Mike? There's a
Hello?
Jason.
Hey.
Jason Woolham joins us in the booth.
How's it going, guys?
We got new blood right off the bat here. How we doing today?
Doing pretty well.
We got Jason Woolham joining us as well in the booth.
The chat room, Matt Dodd says, no.
Yeah, definitely see a lot of low scores, except for Father John's got a four-bagger.
That's
I think I see like two other doubles out there. Oh, there's one down there on 15-16.
Yeah, FJ has a couple Brooklyns in that four-bagger. Let's see if he can find the casino chip and cash it in.
the dice treat him well. Play a little Yahtzee here. This one's high for the baby split. Brad Miller's got a very nice game going. Just can't see it on the screen. He's got 119 in the 6th, strikes in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and now 10th.
Go off for 239.
239.
Yes, sir.
That would definitely lead.
Father John converts the
Game one.
310 there. Still got a 230 max going. So have I missed any predictions of who the horses are in this squad, or
No, we didn't get that far.
With 11 people, we were just
we're gonna let that one go?
yeah, we're just gonna let it go.
Okay.
For B squad, that's we're gonna have to remember that.
Revisit
So the last time Doug and I joined each other in the IB booth, we proved to be equally adept at bowling prognostication. We tied. But I'm winning this weekend, just so you know.
Well, you're my pick then.
Looks like Brad Miller shoots
Well,
237.
I was talking about winning the prognostication. I don't know about winning the tournament, but
Oh.
but if you do pick me and I win, then I guess I'm not in the competition because I have to pick myself.
I'd take the dark horse of me somehow, but
You're bowling
Got
B
you.
squad,
I am
correct?
bowling
Right?
B squad. I just paid. Yeah, it looks like 237 from Brad Miller is going to be the high score of this game.
Richgels on 14 there with a nice strike. He's still got 214 left.
I love his.
He's clean.
I always love his, lean to the right when he throws the shot, and you think it's pretty close to being good there. I was watching him on Extra Frame with the both the senior events that he bowled in this past 2 weeks.
It's a double as he saws the 5 off.
Gives the booth a little curtsy there.
Right?
We got the fan cam that's going to be brought out today as we continue to get some more participants and start having some fun. But if I go to the cam now, you can see B squared down there working on our video projector for the left wall that will have the scrolling scores throughout the day. So B squared always working hard.
Richgels can't carry a Brooklyn Stone 9.
Richgels converts a spare, shoots.
That's
Pretty good.
That was a hard working 203.
Yeah.
He converted the 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, I think.
and another his first frame was a washout as well.
Yeah. Hard working man.
Hard hat lunch pail 203, and that's going to be good for either second or third or fourth. It's going to be no worse than fourth,
Yeah, it looks like.
depending on what
Yeah, it looks like third.
Father
right
John
now.
does here.
Gets the 7 out of there. definitely seeing a lot of different plans of attack right now out here.
Right.
I kind of started that way,
Yeah.
even out of the gate in practice, whereas the
You saw like Brett Cunningham. I know he was throwing some sanded stuff like right around 5, 6, 7. Ooh. Leaves the 5-pin. Father John does. Yeah, it looks like Father John's going to be second on the
second
squad.
with
Yeah.
207 or 208.
Depending
He
on if he
can,
picks the 5-pin. I'm going to give him the 5-pin.
Barely.
I gave him the 5-pin, all right?
Yeah.
208.
That was kind of a test shot too. I think there.
Yeah.
Did make a
Yeah.
ball change.
Yeah, that was the. I think that was it looked like a Storm Manic. Or
Believe
is
you're
it- or is
right.
it the no, that's the Fringe. I'm sorry. The Manic's the blue and purple one. I don't know. Mr. Richgels would know.
That's true. Storm Staffer. So 1 in 4 are cashing in this tournament.
Yeah.
We only have 11 entries. So that means the cash line would technically be second place. Correct.
Right now, yes.
So it's
Yes.
+8.
Brad Miller underway in game 2 there. He's your leader at +37.
Right.
I could actually just read off all 11 scores, but they already.
They're a little smaller on the print now to read.
Yeah.
And we will have that ticker up for you at the top of the screen quite shortly.
So what do you guys expect the cut to be if we get to say 80 bowlers?
So that means you got to be 20th to cash. It's not going to be high.
No.
48 under.
48 under.
Yes.
All right. Well, I've got a goal of 0, so.
Matt Todd says -34. I'm more inclined to go closer to that than either of you. Like -24.
Say -24. I'm still going to go with my prediction. I came in saying 0. I don't know.
Brad Miller off of his 237 starts with 3-6-10. He chopped it, washout. Didn't seem like a lot of people. We had open practice before we started. There weren't a lot of people practicing on 7 and 8, and then he drew 7 and 8. Might have been a little bit of a cleaner shot. Just guessing.
Brett Cunningham starts with the shaker 7 there as he got the 4-6 out late. So
Be a little bit more motivated, I guess.
My prediction early on, if I was to just walk out and have to start participating on this pattern, would just be to keep the ball around the track area. It seems like shots left and right, obviously aren't striking, but it seems like balls around the track area are staying in play.
Yeah.
And errant shots aren't resulting in big washouts.
And it doesn't seem like the carry is that bad at all.
No, not at all.
No.
Saw Richgels carry a couple flat 5s. Only seen a small sprinkling of wrap corners per se, but
That's a good point, because that helps on a tough pattern when you do make good shots that you do strike. So
I think part of that just has to go with the quality of the bowling center that we're in. This is
very nice facility.
very clean racks. Pins lined up well, helped for carry. Very good lane surface, Brunswick.
As I just threw the voodoo hex on my buddy Cunningham there. He's playing around the track area.
Yeah.
And I comment and say, it's pretty fair on, And
Sure he's not going to pick it?
he gets
may.
a little left of target.
I've seen him do this before.
Just got to slide the 4 into the 9 and hope the 9 takes the 10 out, or the 4 does. Well, he's got to hit
Good
the
effort.
4 first, so it was a good try.
Yeah, it was.
I'm almost thinking about attacking this like I did down in Baton Rouge at the Open Championships down there.
What's the length of the pattern? 42 feet?
42 feet.
And it seemed fairly flat.
Yeah, it was like
Yes.
a 1.
I mean, even
1.8
from
to 1, I think.
But even from I want to say 6 to 6,
Yeah,
it was 1 to 1. I could be wrong there, but
I'm not sure.
I was always taught on really tough patterns to just go to your comfort zone, because there's no need to make it any harder on yourself by trying to do something you're not comfortable with.
Well, looks like I'll be playing second arrow all day then.
Don't just do whatever you can do to keep the ball in play, and then go from there.
Yeah, just leave like makeable spares, corner pins, 2-pin combinations. Basically, they're not splits, and then hope to catch that odd double.
nobody really tried the absolute twig in practice. Brett tried it for maybe a shot or two. That would really be it.
Brad looks like he moved way out from where he was, because he was playing somewhere almost like 4th, 5th arrow, I thought.
In the
down
first
there.
game he was.
Yeah, and that one crossed about 2nd. Kind of hard to see at my vantage point.
Seems like there's a ton of carry down on 9 and 10 versus what he had on 7 and 8.
Yeah. See if he can make this 1-2-10. Got it. Good conversion for him. That'll get a little pep in the step there for him, I think.
A little wind in the sail.
There you go. Doug, we've never had the opportunity to commentate together, but we bowled league all summer
Yes, we
together.
did.
So
We saw enough bowling together.
we never crossed on the same pair.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
A little summer league where it was, basically draw for lanes. I don't know how Ben.
Yeah, I have
don't
no
know how they
clue.
did that. A singles league where you bowl the whole league every night.
Interesting.
It was very fun.
Have you chose your ball yet for that?
No, I haven't.
Because I bowled the Mulligan League up there at Plaza Lanes. I also bowled a Mulligan League down at Imperial. So I got 2 high-performance bowling balls. So I've got the Brunswick Triple X Nexus, and then the C System maxed out from Brunswick as well.
Nice.
So they'll be here today.
Hey guys,
Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
Hey, Mike.
doing good. So what do you think of the scores out there so far?
I think it's looks pretty tough,
I see an extreme amount of OB.
right?
Like I'm watching guys throw it like 3, 6, 9, 10s, and they're taking the 6, 9, 10 off of it.
Yep.
Brad Miller, 237. Was he the high first game?
Yes, he was.
237 was high, and then Father John was second, which was 208.
We're going to get a lot of entries for B and a lot of entries for C. If anybody's out there watching and wanting to come down, there's a lot of competition going on down here today, and it's 4,000 guaranteed. So we should get to at least 80 entries for the tournament. I think we'll get closer to 100 though overall. Jason, you're bowling what, B squad?
I am bowling B squad.
What's your plan of attack?
as I said earlier, I was probably going to try and attack it like I did down at the USBC Open Championships, play around 7-8, but a little more direct at the pocket. Don't try and give the 3-pin away.
And Lee, are you going to play these kind of like the Tuesday night sweepers? Straighter is greater?
Don't know yet. There's no left-handers to watch at the moment. So, as far as I know, I only saw one other left-hander that I know on the entry list. We spoke with him last night, being Matt McNiel, but
to those that are watching at home, these lanes look like glass. It's the most shiniest surface we've ever been to for our tournaments. We've never had a Brunswick Pro Lane tournament ever. This is our first time ever having that, and Bob Hochgren created this pattern, and lanes appear to be extremely slick towards the outside part of the lane anyway.
Jeff Richgels goes, yes.
Okay, guys, wanted to check this mic and see how we were looking on the levels over here. So thanks for letting me join you.
Not a problem, Mike. Always welcome.
Micromanaging Mike in the booth.
got a scroller on the wall, Doug. Can we get that on the...
Is that on the fan cam?
Currently, it would be on the fan cam. Yes, we're gonna.
Well, we've got the ticker. Is the ticker working? It looks like it's scrolling on your bottom left there.
Cool.
There we are.
There it is.
Producer Doug in the house.
Looks like the scores are actually lower this game than last.
I don't see one. I don't think I see one double up there. No,
there's one
down,
now.
yeah, there's
Danny
one down there.
Spink.
Oh, and Father John carries the wall shot there. Gets him off the Dutch pace now.
Never
Looks
seen
like
Father John carry a wall shot ever. It's
Looks like 9 and 10 are just like brutal. Get a good look at Brad Miller and how he's attacking this pair. It's like there's a ton of carry down.
Move back in and it's sailed on him.
Seems like everything at their normal break point is just sailing away.
Do you know if they're going to have practice throughout the house on every block, or is it and draw the lanes the same way they did this morning?
I
or?
would assume so.
Okay. Lee, I'm sure you've bowled tournaments where you've been able to practice across the house, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. When you do that, do you try and go throughout the house in practice, or do you usually stay on one pair particularly? Because I know I saw some people across the house, and I think Father John actually stayed on 7 and 8, like all practice session.
He was down here a little bit, but
Okay.
not for very long. But
No.
it kind of depends on what house you're in. If you're in a older, beat-up surface where you're going to have a little bit more variance from end to end on the house, I think you have to at least try to move around. Here, I don't think it's as important. But I guess in my case, if I were to be bowling on this squad, I would have tried to throw at least one ball in every lane.
Yeah.
Because no one else is going to touch it.
Being the only left-hander, essentially. So.
They would have had some charcoal grit on it just to try and beat up a spot.
Put the snow tires on the car and drive around.
Brett Cunningham picks the 2-7.
That was a light 2-7 and covered it nicely. We have standings posted at the bottom of the page for those of you in the chat. If you scroll down, that should be updated as of game 1 in A squad. We have 4 players above 200 there, it looks like.
Not for game 2, however. Chad Kloss has 91 in the 8th on an open on 7 and 8. The rest of his pair likewise in the same general. There is Jeff Richgels. Carries his wall shot for a
3-bagger.
3-bagger. That's the only. There's one other 3-bagger on the screen.
Yeah.
That's a tug he got away with.
It gets the 10 out, so that's only it leaves the 3-pin. Let's see if Brett can make the adjustment here on lane 12.
That's why flat 10, 2-7 his last pair of shots.
That one looks good.
Got a little bit more of it at the release.
Brad Miller's gonna shoot 180 if he spares, spares the 2-pin and strikes on this shot here. So he'll lose a little ground. The field will come back a little bit. Ooh, and Brett covers the wall shot again. Wow. Looks like Jeff Richgels is got 228 left. He fills all 3, throws all 3 in the 10. That's something you don't see very often. That was a really good shot there by
Yes, it was.
Brad Miller. Switch balls. Just something that looked like it had a little more surface on it.
Yeah.
That is a spare I'm not going to want to shoot today. That's a spare I don't want to shoot normally. The 3, 6, 9, 10.
Right.
I either get the 3, 9 or I get the 3, 6, 10 or the 6, 9, 10 or whatever.
Right.
Never can.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Just want to let you know that Jeff Richgels, in between blocks or a little bit later today, is going to be doing a food challenge.
I heard about this.
They have a voodoo pizza here,
Yeah.
and he will be devouring the entire pizza, probably up near the booth, and we'll live stream that later.
I had a pizza last night. They're very good.
Yeah, he's going to try to get somebody from the restaurant to come over and talk about their pizza, and everybody at home will be able to watch that, and we'll make sure we piece that out and we get that uploaded as well.
All right. Our favorite food challenge personality not here this weekend.
Right.
Unfortunately, BB's got some other stuff going on, but
Yeah, at the IB Open in the 8:30 a.m. first squad, he comes walking by with a huge plate of spaghetti and meatballs.
it was at least a half to 3/4 of an inch thick, the full-size plate.
Wow.
I'm wanting to guess probably 6,000 to 7,000 calories.
That's half of Michael Phelps' diet.
Right. No offense to BV, but I think their physical prowess is a little different.
But I highly doubt that Michael Phelps can two-hand a bowling ball 40 feet in the air and strike at will.
Right.
To each his own.
That is still one of the greatest clips I've seen.
There's the block.
There it is. That's the first one, right?
First one. Richgels shoots 217 this game.
So that puts him at
Veteran.
20 over, I believe.
Two good scores on 13 and 14. And a 208 on this. And a 203. Score slightly picked up towards the end of that game, but
Let's see if Brett can get this one.
Brett needs now needs one more for 200 even.
That'll keep him at 5 under. So that would be some good shooting. But it looks like he's gonna switch balls. Gonna try something here. Not too familiar. It's a little shinier, I believe.
It's a QZ2.
Yeah.
It's purple.
$199, so he'll go to 6 under. Still really, really good 2 games to start out.
It's only 23 behind the leader. That would be, I believe Brad would still be in front.
What did Brad shoot?
Or no, Richgels is at plus
Richgels
20.
is at 20, yeah. So
It's your new leader.
26.
Which one?
Uh-oh.
We weren't on that one. We were on this one.
And now a message from our sponsors.
What is their slogan, if you will? Do they have?
All I can think of is the Family Guy thing with Joe with Silver Bullet. That's all I can think of.
Oh,
It's
It's not that.
I think it's just when the mountains are blue, you know your beer is cold. And Danny's mountains were very blue, so.
Yeah, the 11frame.com Open is presented by Coors Light. For those of you just joining us, Danny's decided to support the sponsors right off the bat here this morning. I have some brand loyalty issues, so I can't comment on Coors Light's slogan.
Just trying to think of it, but we do thank them for throwing some money into this tournament for us. Some nice banners up there.
So it looks like Brett's going back to that curl that he was throwing earlier. Ooh, and gets a late kick on the 7 there.
Thanks those of you joining the chat this morning. If you guys have any questions or anything you want us to look into, we'll effort to make get you some answers. The scores seem to be posting pretty fast, so we will have Game 2 scores up before you know it. It's a little easier with 11 players in a block. We have the ticker up there. Those are scores after Game 1, obviously.
Do you have a question from Bowler 300 what ball Richgels is throwing? And
I don't know anymore.
it's got a lightning bolt on it.
It's round.
It's round. It's got
It probably
at least-
smells.
Yeah.
smells.
Has
Yep.
a scent.
Has a scent. There we go. That's a better phrase.
Well, it depends on which one. The Reign Supreme with a lot of spice, that had a nice scent to it. I can't tell though. We could get our on-lane reporter Mike Flanagan on that for us. On-lane reporter Mike Flanagan.
Saw there was a question in the chat.
Yes, there was.
Yes.
Richgels is using a 2000 grit Reign Supreme pin down.
Ooh.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. It's our on-lane reporter Mike Flanagan. He'll be running around answering our questions throughout the day, and we can also
Right.
move this little fan cam we've got and go all 90s NFL on you and carry a cord to whatever lane we need that camera to. So if we want somebody to be in our camera shot, we can make it happen. We got Danny Spink here. Those mountains blue enough for you? All right. We did have that commercial.
There we go.
That was one of the Coors Lights commercials with the bar exam.
Ooh,
For
nice
those of you that
conversion
watched or participated in the Mary Tubner Team Challenge in Springfield, Illinois, we had the fan cam going strong with some pretty humorous Adam Barta interviews. Those are all on our YouTube page, Inside Bowling. It's all broken out and some good viewing.
So we've got 2 left-handers now. Danny Spink just threw one.
Right, he's fully energized by the cold Blue Mountains.
The Suds. It's funny, you can get a Coors Light right now in the center, but I can't get a cup of coffee from the snack bar.
That makes sense.
Got an updated ticker for you here. Just 1 second.
Looks like the new leader in the clubhouse is Jeff Richgels at 20 over. Brad Miller 17 over. Quentin Bolin is 14 over. And John Brocklin rounds out the pluses at 2 over. So
I'd say right now, if anybody that has to cross 9 and 10 twice today or this morning is unlucky, because that seems to be the lowest scoring pair thus far. Just watching Brad's ball reaction on 11 and 12 versus 9 and 10, it's night and day different.
Jeff was trying to hold up his ball that he was using to the camera.
Nice.
But our producer needs to get on that over there.
Sorry, I was talking. There he is.
inside, leaves the 310.
All right. More micromanaging Mike in the house. He wanted to make sure that I don't know what he was wanting to make sure.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I guess the two video effects that I'm currently using need to be right there on the screen.
Danny Spink starts with the front 4 on 11 and 12 here.
A half a beer in.
Yeah.
He's more than half a beer.
He should have started sooner, I think, probably.
Doug, I think Mike was just telling you needed a little bit more flair.
Yeah.
You can't just do what's required. You have to go above and beyond your flair. It's InsideBowling.com. We don't just do what's the bare minimum here.
And I just think I jinxed Danny Spink there. He goes through the face and leaves the 610. So that perfect streak's over, unfortunately.
Looks like these guys are getting settled in here a little bit. Third game. But 9 and 10 still seems to be the toughest pair. I'm watching ball reaction on all the other pairs, and I don't know what happened in 9 and 10. Something in practice, maybe. Guys stayed on the pair too long.
There were a lot of practice balls thrown on 9 and 10, which doesn't bode well for the way the rest of these pairs may break down.
Brad Miller gets a nice break, gets the 6 out of the 4-6-7 there. Brett goes a little high and leaves the 7 pin. Brad covers the spare nicely.
Speaking of socks, Danny was hoping for 300 to get a pair of the stability socks.
I forgot to ask that. Well, yeah, is it 300 on the future pairs?
Sure, always.
Okay. Always.
Yep, and a bag of Cheetos.
Woo!
But they are for sale this weekend at the event, as well as some InsideBowling.com T-shirts and some. I think we got some EFX bracelets over there.
There's some PDW T-shirts in there as well.
Yeah, that's right. And some Who Do You Think You Are, I Am T-shirts. I'm wearing stability socks today. I haven't fallen over yet.
I haven't fallen yet over either, but they're just white socks.
I'm just wearing socks. Just regular old
Regular
socks.
old socks.
I think they're pink, honestly. I don't remember now.
We have as many people in the booth today with Mike working out there, and I think is in participating in the tournament right now. We got our full staff here. B Squared, Jeff Reed, Kim Richter. Big shout out to those guys working hard at the bracket window. Soda. We asked Lee if he would like a soft drink. He says soda.
Is it soda up here or is it
Pop.
Is it pop?
I don't know.
I'll call it whatever the heck I want to call it. Do they not know I'm working with Doug Lakey today?
Those of you in the northern Illinois, northern Iowa, southern Wisconsin area, do you call it pop or do you call it soda around here? Okay. Thank you, guys. Slammy.
Danny Spink just firing silver bullets up there. He's picked his ball speed up considerably and straightened his line. 4-bagger, 8-spare, 9-spare, striking the 7th. Need a little bit of a bounce back game, and here it is.
This is my buddy Chad Kloss there, sporting the Ebonite gear. Not to refer back to the team tournament in Springfield, but just since that was our most recent event, I picked the boys, Chad Kloss, Moss, Dave Barris, to win the tournament, and they led the thing almost from start to finish and fell off towards the end to our eventual winners of, Mike Fagan's team. But I almost picked it. Almost picked it with the dark horse tag because they were, it was a stacked field.
Brett Cunningham.
Yeah,
Good look at Chad.
That's a
He
no
got-
tap 7-bagger.
He got that one out there a little bit further and
Yeah.
came back. So it looks like they're breaking down a little bit out there. Brad Miller walks that one out.
I'd say 11 and 12 is the highest scoring pair thus far, right?
Agree with that.
Yeah, that I agree with.
13 and 14
13, I was
is
going to
not
say
bad.
13 and 14. He's got
True.
2 400s basically
True,
for
true.
the 2 games.
Let's go to our fan cam real quick, Doug. A powwow over here. Lemmy's just calling everybody over.
Yeah.
And talking with the crew.
That's Team Lindenwood right there.
Watching Danny Spink.
As you just missed, Danny Spink just pulverized the rack.
Another silver bullet.
Yep, silver bullets.
If Danny goes off the sheet, he'll go back to even.
Right.
That is huge, especially with the scores is, I wouldn't say low.
Sensible.
Sensible is the key word there. Here we go. Danny Spink up on lane 11. 9th frame. Oh, got that one a little in. Oh, and gets the 4 out.
We're
Just
gonna have
kicks
to.
the 410.
I have to say that back to my old, my first Masters League captain. That's some Utah carry right there, right?
Finally, something to get excited
There
about
was a
this
Utah
morning.
carry.
Doug, I think we might have to step out for a second and utilize this microphone that Mike's been using.
Yeah, please do.
Talk with Danny Spink after
if you
this
wanna
game.
if you want to grab the iPad and go around and take some pictures.
I don't know about that. I think, with the high game so far being the 2 teens, and Danny's got a strong finish. If he can keep it up for one more frame, we're going to have to chat with him at the halfway point.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Making the turn.
Thank you.
Just kind of
I'm going back to the one other tournament I broadcasted with you guys, with Lee and Mike, when we all did
down at
the
Quonset.
Yeah, down at Quonset with the golf reference.
That's
we all
right.
did.
I can't do a very strong. What's his name? What's the this guy on CBS who's got the Irish accent?
David Faraday.
Yeah, I can't do that. If I would, I could. He'd be good, but
He is.
Doug found some coffee. That's
Yay.
I'm trying to see if it'll help clear up my passages here so I can speak a little
and
clearly, a little more clear
Brett
into
with
the
the-
mic.
Right off the camera there gets a nice little shot through the face and comes over to talk to Danny Spink now.
well, Danny's following Brett, so it's to both of their advantage for as Brad's got 5 in a row, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He can finish with 2 1/4. This was a random draw. They just
And that'll put him
happened to get bunched together.
That'll put him at 42 over, so I'm not sure what Mr. Richgels is shooting down there on 7
Richgels
and 8.
has 126 in the 7th, spare up in the 8th.
So,
Uncharacteristically flagged it either a 2 or a 4 over earlier in the match.
so that'll put
Just put Brad back in the lead.
Yeah, Brad back in the lead.
Now here you go, guys. Let's think about this here. Every right-hander on 11 and 12 this far has been playing the track. I have not seen any balls outside. I haven't seen
There you
anybody
go.
playing
Shot.
extreme
All right.
inside. And what do you know? This pattern has developed quite nice because they're getting pushed and they're getting recovery now on this pair, and obviously the score is going to show it.
Yeah. Brad Miller with a ball change. 223, so that puts him at 40 over.
Check.
But I do. Hello.
Hey there.
How are you?
Let's see if Danny can finish out. Pretty good game number 3.
Carries the wall shot again. So that puts him in the 260s.
Oh man, I just lost my fan cam. I just lost it.
What?
I just lost the fan cam.
We need triple M.
We need M cubed. If you're out there,
M-cubed.
it's time to manage again.
Danny 267 gets back to even for the tournament. Uh-oh.
We were going to put you on camera, but had a little technical issues. We got Danny Spink here. After 2 games, minus 67. After 3 games, he's even. Throwing the silver bullets up there. What'd you change that game?
I decided to hit my mark sometimes, and then I threw a Q Brooklyn somewhere in there. So I just plan on trying to stay lucky. I'd rather be lucky than good, and that game it worked out.
What are you throwing out there?
Wild card. Playing like I don't even know where I'm hitting at the arrows. I'm just throwing it down lane somewhere.
Hitting the glare off of the masking units or something?
I'm aiming like 10, 12 down lane. That's all really. You can't really play with a flat pattern. You just want to get to the break point. And I didn't do that very well the first 2, obviously, and then that one I did better. So keep on trying to do more than buck 60s and buck 70s.
Sounds good. Keep it up.
That's Danny Spink coming to you in a post-game interview. He coming off his tournament high 267 on lanes 11 and 12 here. Thank you, Lee, for
It was a very nice interview, Lee.
efforting to make that happen. I don't know why we lost the camera.
I just think it'd be cool if we could get we can obviously move that camera
Got it.
wherever we want.
Oh, now we got it back.
M cubed and B squared. Don't you guys worry about it.
The Lake Show is here.
Dougie Fresh is learning the mojo. All right. Chad Kloss is always a good interviewee. I'd like to hear from Brett Cunningham. Actually, we can hear from all 11 participants if you want, so we have time.
We've got time, yeah.
I wish I could have got a shot of Jeff Richgels coming and watching Danny throw his 11th shot. Danny was a little fast with it, but the ball did read at the back end of the pattern, and he struck, and Jeff kind of shook his head and walked back down to his pair like, oh, geez, here we go.
Well, Jeff shot 185, so...
No, Doug, all you got to do is ask, and we can make any interview you want happen.
Okay.
So you just gotta ask for it, and then we can put it on camera now. Correct?
Yes.
All right.
Ooh.
We can even talk with Lemish and how he's working with his Lindenwood team. I don't know if is Dan bowling or not.
This
I don't
is,
know.
The fan cam, guys. That's Jason Woolham and Lee Boudouris. I'm Dougie Fresh. We're going to have some fun today.
Not wearing my bowling jersey right now. Got the old
Somehow my
CM Punk wrestling shirt on.
my team member Gemini jersey, hasn't made it yet. Not sure.
I don't know what that was.
It's Doug's watch going off at 10:04 in the morning.
I was.
Is it time to make the donuts, Doug?
I don't know what that is. Time to make the donuts.
Time to make the donuts.
That's a point thing, isn't it? What is that from?
It's Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. But they play that on the Points morning show.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So let's see if Danny Spink can have the same success he did on 11 and 12, throwing the old silver bullet shot as he goes 9 spare to start.
Father John shot 193 that game, but standings are definitely going to bunch up with Danny catching the pack.
Mike's really laying
Couple
down the
people.
law on me this weekend. There's been enough pity partying going on. He's watched my...
cubed.
Now, believe it or not, guys, you in the chat, thanks for watching, but Mike has watched my every move for 37 frames of bowling.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you guys actually.
And it's positive.
Well, the
It's
thing
not
is
a
this.
negative thing.
You guys, Doug doesn't know this yet, but he's going to the Fusion Realtors on his own. I got plans that weekend,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to get him up to speed so that he can take a team there. Brian and I, we're going to be, was it Jamaica, Brian? I believe we're going to be in Jamaica. I believe it was the Radiator, right, Doug?
Yes, it was the Radiator.
It was the Radiator. I got my earpiece working and everything now, too, so I'm really excited about that.
What do you have to say about 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 just getting wide open here for these guys?
What'd you say? Spink had 260,
267.
Mm-hmm.
but he had a bad start. So for the
He's even.
So he's even now
for that post-qualifying war, though,
Yeah.
he's in trouble.
He missed the break.
But he might have the highest game. He could have
He
the
does
highest
have
game.
He could have the highest game of the whole tournament.
That's true.
Did he enter that bracket?
He did. Yeah.
How many do we have some bracket entries?
No, we only had 11 guys, so I would anticipate most of these guys re-entering, a majority of them.
Danny said he doesn't know where he's looking at the arrows. He's just trying to get the ball to a break point down lane.
Well, Lee, you had a really great comment earlier, since he's drinking the silver bullets, about the he's throwing silver bullets down the lane. You guys are doing great up here, though. I'm just, just keeping an eye on things back there. I'm floating with the best of them.
M cubed.
Thanks, Mike.
If you ever watch Big Brother, there's always people on the show that are called floaters. They're the guys that just kind of just hang out. They don't make big moves in the game. They just float along all season. I'm a floater this weekend.
When is the Fusion Realtors open, Mike?
That's an excellent question, Jason. The Fusion Realtors Open is, I believe, the 15th and 16th of September, and there's only 50 spots left for that event. Check out Richgels' blog on that, and he'll let you know. Keep posted to 11thframe.com, and Richgels posts every time Joe, the tournament director, sends out an update. He sends it out, and Richgels always reposts it.
We did miss Brett Cunningham's second balk of the day.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
That's
He's on staff now with Motive, so it's probably something in the contract. that you
needs
gotta
as much
start doing.
airtime as possible for the name on the back of that shirt.
I gotta be honest. I'm not used to seeing Brett in the Motive gear.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a couple of months, so when he came walking in his Motive gear and everything, I almost didn't even recognize him.
Business.
Yeah, him and I have been chatting a lot more recently this summer, so it was nice to hear that he actually was able to get.
And what have you guys been chatting about? You guys been chatting about theater or
We've
bowling?
actually been chatting about trying to get me on staff with someone. To be honest, going through my bowling resume.
Well, any brand managers out there listening right now, Jason Woolham is available
Yes.
in more ways than one.
Yes.
If you would like someone to come work a ball demo and put a little Circus Soleil spin on your ball demo, Jason Woolham is the man.
Cirque du Soleil coming to you live. Here's a good look at Brad Miller up on 14 with another strike.
Starts with the front four. So hopefully I haven't jinxed him now.
Those of you guys on B Squad, or even C Squad, if you're watching this morning laying in your hotel with your continental breakfast provided by Holiday Inn or Days Inn, play the track with surface, keep the ball around the 1-3 for two games or so, and let the big dog eat from that point forward. These guys are showing us how here on 11 and 12 and 13 and 14.
That is a classic picture I just took. I got Danny's Coors Light on the table. Danny following through to his spare with a Coors Light masking unit.
There you go.
He should take a sip between every shot.
Let's get a good look at Jeff Richgels here. This is the 11thframe.com Open, which for those of you who don't know is Jeff's website. Check it out at 11thframe.com. This whole tournament's presented by Coors Light, which Danny Spink has graciously started supporting our sponsor right off the bat. And as always, it's presented by InsideBowling.com. We got Dougie Fresh, Lee Boudouris, and Jason Woolham in the booth here. There's Mike working hard. And we're going to have some fun today.
Taking a picture of Mike taking a picture. Got scores up after 3 games. Brad Miller plus 40, Quentin Bolin plus 14, Richgels plus 5, Cunningham plus 4. Danny Spink, there's, I call it plus 0. Father John minus 5. Got a little bit of a crowd forming around, but they're all standing right behind us. I guess they want to watch us talk about bowling more than they Want to watch?
Well, we've got
Actual
quite the
bowling.
setup here. For those of you that haven't seen us at a live event yet, have only watched the stream portion online. We're up to about 4 or 5 computers, 3 laptops, an iPad, and 2 plus-size video monitors. We've got all of our editing software. Everything's up and running, and it's pretty neat.
The extra corded mic, the portable camera,
and obviously
we need to make this work.
Obviously, the fan cam.
Brad Miller carries the wall shots front 6 now for him. So I didn't jinx him after the fourth frame. So
as always, we have the split screen. But we don't want to go to that. We like to just show a little more up close and personal camera footage.
Some tournaments, it's called the video boost.
Yes. If you'd like to sponsor the video boost, please contact Mike at insidebowling.com, and we can send you over some sponsorship packet.
And when the video boost is sponsored, we do use it considerably more than when it's not. Let's help everybody out there.
This is the neatest venue we've been to thus far. All of them have been awesome. But we're at Cherry Lanes in the Diamond Joe Casino. And Lee commented this morning as he walked through the casino with bowling equipment, he felt like he was in Vegas or Reno. 'Cause it's not every day you walk through a casino with bowling bags. So
yeah.
Right from the start, it's got a pretty neat feel. And it's a Brunswick facility. Super nice. They've taken good care of us so far. So looking forward to the rest of the day and how it all plays out.
Do you want to congratulate our partner Doug here, Jason? He won $32.12 last night on our way out after dinner.
So I penny slotted it just to get it out of the system.
There you go.
I had 6 $1 bills, or 8 $1 bills.
Wow.
So it's bringing us closer together already. That's a quote from Vegas Vacation.
That it is. Except I didn't see any cars that you could win down in the casino.
We will
pull the slot machine.
All the slot machines
win
where
a
you won the
car.
cars. Yeah.
It's a good shot by FJ.
Strike spare triple.
There you go, Brad. 7 in a row.
You'd never know it by looking at him. He's just even keel.
He's like the complete polar opposite of me.
I'd be belly flopping right now off the approach. The 7-bagger out of excitement. He's still your leader at 40 over, followed by Quentin Bolin, 14 over, Jeff Richgels at 5 over, Brett Cunningham at 4 over, then Danny Spink at +0. Quote unquote, Lee Boudouris.
I'm calling it +0.
I like that. That's a half full approach. As
well, he's even trending up, so he's +0. Now, if he would have went
down
267, 160, 170, he's not +0. He's -0.
He's -0. Math teachers around the country are cringing now.
if there's any math teachers in the chat right now, why don't you give us a shout? Let us know where you're from and where you teach math.
We'll have to talk with Brad Miller after this game.
I would love to.
I'll take care of that for you.
Thanks, Lee.
Looks like Richgels on 9 and 10 made a ball change to the frantic. I know that one.
Yeah, that one. That one's pretty easy to see there.
Danny says, I got my wild card. I'm just trying to hit the break point down there. I got my gray St. Louis Danny Spink shirt on that I've had since I was 16-year-old
Over
junior
the-
bowler.
Mike's going to beat me to this. We got
Mike's
Brad
got-
Miller
yeah,
over
Brad
there.
Miller here.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm over here with Brad Miller. Brad had the first 7 this game. Then we took the iPad and recorded your ace shot. Black clouded you a little bit. Yeah. What ball are you using?
Next is solid. Pin down. Pin down, next is solid.
Pin down next to solid. I think you used that at the Carter event as well, didn't you?
I tried. They were hooking a lot more in Springfield than they are now. They're really tight right now, so I'm trying to throw the earliest thing I got. So it seems really going well right now.
What do you think of this pattern and this format here today?
It's really hard. Outside of 10 is just so slick. It's 40, 41, 42, something like that. 37 mils. And so, I don't know, it's deceiving. It seems really slick, and then the second you throw one slow, the pattern's not that long, so the pattern takes over and it hooks. So you really have to find a ball that will just get you to the pocket. Shoot with 92-0, and then the pairs that are good to you, you shoot 240, 250, hopefully.
All right, thanks, Brad. Good luck, man. There you go, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
That was our fearless leader.
He's going to need to work on turning towards the camera, though.
It's okay. We just wanted to show the fans.
I didn't realize you
They're-
guys had the camera on.
Yeah,
okay.
we've been
Sorry
talking about that the
Yeah,
whole
I'm on
time.
it.
It's
Next time.
it's my
Next
show.
time.
Next time, guys. Promise.
You're fine.
Promise, guys.
You can't make
If you don't, it might be listed on your HR review
I mean,
for corrective action required.
Speaking of HR, big shout out to Don the Legend if he's out there watching. I know he had some write-ups and a lot of HR issues with your punctuality and whatnot for our IB show, but hope you're doing well out there, buddy. And no, I'm not a Virgo. So we're halfway through game number 4.
We're almost done with game number 4.
We're giving you a little live look at Brett Cunningham and Brad Miller. Lindenwood University has probably the highest record in IB right now, if statistically, for money won, cuts made, etc., etc. Our last IB Open, they dominated. Well, college bowling in general dominated. I think 14 of the 16 players were.
It was something very high like
Yeah.
that.
And then I think 10 of the 14 were either current or alumnus of Lindenwood. So shout out to Foot PBA in the chat and his hard work. He thinks that the scores are going to blow up as more guys attack this pattern in later squads, and I definitely agree with that. The carry is awesome. I want to throw a shot because there's shots where I'm like, there's no way, and it just blows the rack out. So that's nice to see too. Like I mentioned earlier,
it's
on
almost-
a tough pattern,
It's almost like, Doug, that people are loading sticks of dynamite.
we don't have that
They're bowling
anymore.
We
ball.
don't have that anymore?
No,
Well, they do, but we don't.
No.
no. Mike took all the fun stuff off of here when we became professional.
Huh.
Yeah.
That goes a little high there, but
Let's go
still in the
shoot.
260s.
He's going to shoot 265
Five.
with a spare. Sorry, I need to bring out my bowling calculator there.
Any other math teachers who want to help Jason,
If I could turn back time, I'd bring back the dynamite. Just bring me back the dynamite, Mike. And you say. It's another live look at D Spink here.
183. It's Team LU Meeting up over there.
There's Richgels is like 3 for 3 now on the 1-2-4-10. I just gave you a live look at that as Chad Kloss makes a shot on 11 and a strike. I got M cubed going with that little turn back time there. He's
getting it in the microphone now.
Yes, Mike.
So let me make sure I got this right. Did you just do a little share turn back time?
Yes.
He did.
Okay, so I don't know what happened here, but I'm sitting back there and I'm wired in on this wireless earpiece now, and I actually thought that I was picking up a radio frequency. So when you played Share, I was like, there's no way he's playing Share right now.
Well, I wanted to. Lee gave me a Dynamite request, and I didn't have it available, and I said if I could turn back time.
Right.
And then I look at iTunes, and there it is, sitting right on my playlist.
And we've only got like 25 songs on there, too.
Right.
So just the chance that it was on there is pretty amazing.
Producer Doug.
But yeah, it was funny. So I'm like, oh man, I'm picking up a radio station now. So I had to go ahead and go to like B channel, thinking I just picked up radio station, and you got me. But it also, for some reason, my headset went out at the same time, so it was just very coincidental.
Thank you for that, Mike.
I'm Mikey Bolin, getting around here.
I would much rather have the ticker available than the Dynamite.
Oh, that I agree with.
This is supposed to be the most user and fan-friendly bowling TV show out there, and I think our fans would much rather see scores ticking than me with the Dynamite sound. Check out our YouTube channel. We have everything posted. You can see Pete Weber's 300 game from the Mary Tubner Open. You can see the TurboTech team and their Baker 300 during match play on Sunday at the team. Plenty of stuff to chuckle to with Adam Barda's live interviews on our fan cam. And obviously post-game interviews with Mike Wolf as they were champions of the team event. So plenty to go back and check out if you missed it. This is, we're in completion of game number 4 of the 11thframe.com Open, presented by Coors Light. And as always, it's presented by InsideBowling.com with Dougie Fresh, Jason Woolham, and Lee Boudouris. We'll have scores posted here shortly.
Still says perfect streaming on the bottom left of my monitor, so
those of you guys want
no
to
worries.
if you scroll down below the standings, we just posted some pictures of what's currently taking place thus far. Picture of the booth. I don't see the black cloud, but
if you actually
video.
scroll up,
okay,
it's it should be in that should be one in the video eventually there.
That's going to be it, that video right there.
I like the picture of the booth. That was a pretty nice picture.
It's no Doug Lakey and Dan Sheppy, and nothing ever will be.
Yep, that was the breakthrough event. Oh, shucks. I'm watching, we also have Bugs Bunny and Little League World Series Baseball on in the bowling center. right outside the bowling center is the sports bar here in the casino with some really good food, and we are going to have a food challenge today. I had a pizza last night. I had the Cajun something or another. It was delicious, but there was no way I ate half of it, and I had a pretty big appetite at the time. Still only ate half of a 9-inch pizza. And Jeff Richgels is going to attempt to eat the whole thing. So we'll have that on the fan cam with commentary.
It's like Father John shot 215. Richgels shoots
193.
193 with a 4.8 to finish. But he gets to go to 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 to finish, which are the higher scoring pairs of our group. It's like Florida is playing Aruba in Little League Baseball.
Nice.
They're banging some sort of drums.
And
Sort of what's going on there.
we also have the Barclays Premier League on for you football fans.
That's soccer, Jason.
That's football. That's okay. I've started to get interested in a. I don't know if anyone knows the game or the game snooker. It's like billiards.
Yeah.
Kinda. Okay. I love watching that for some reason now. I have no clue why.
If you guys watch the My Big Redneck Vacation on Country Music Channel, they have a snooker table in the big mansion that they're living in.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Still nothing compared to old drunk British guys talking about people throwing darts.
Yeah.
And they fill arenas
To have people watch darts.
to have people watch darts.
I love darts.
It's
We throw darts at participants in the events that they don't know about when we try and say nice things about them. And they turn 7-baggers into washouts and buckets.
And we load them with Cheeto residue so it gets all over their hand and
Right.
they can't grip the ball.
So here's the deal. We got 11 and 12 is the highest scoring pair in the house. And
13, 14's
we got
right behind it.
We got a couple wily veterans going to this pair with Jeff Richgels and Father John, FJ for short. And they both started out with a strike. We might be giving away some socks this game.
I think so.
Richgels is fired up. He didn't like his look on 9 and 10. He just shot 190. And
Looked like he went to a Storm Virtual Gravity Nano.
for you sports gamblers out there, this question is directed to Lee as I
Black
darted.
clouded. Yeah, there you go.
Bet you he picks it. What's if this was a match here between FJ and Richgels, what do you have? Well, now that he's left the 5-7, the odds are skewed now. But what would you handicap this at? We are in a casino, so it's
Right.
legal to talk about handicapping and whatnot.
Always is. Might need to get. Cunningham's probably better at this than me, but I
Oh,
would
yeah.
say. Father John seems to be throwing it pretty well. He just needs a little bit better carry. And with the higher scoring nature of this pair, I think it's going to help him. Maybe put Father John at like minus 140. It's still pretty close, minus 150.
All right.
So I'd put Jeff Richgels at plus 125-ish.
Okay. What if it was a head-to-head match between the two?
Well, that's what I'm.
Okay. So I'd say Father John minus 140. We'll just leave it at that.
I don't know what kind of takeout they use for creating a spread, but Father John's moved in, but it seems like he's got a
yes.
real strong ball roll, whereas Richgels was kind of 5'7" with a very strong bowling ball.
Yes.
I'm sure he'll try and copy off of what FJ's doing.
Well,
Very soon.
Father John's underneath it. around off the back of it a little bit more, whereas Richgels is around the side of it a little bit. So
Probably change that. Looks like we got a celebrity, Doug, in the chat room.
we do.
We got Flo from
Yeah.
the one insurance company.
Insurance? Think.
No,
No, is it?
Progressive.
Progressive, thank you.
So thanks for watching, Flo.
Booyah.
2 thumbs up from Richgels on that.
The Shimwrecker.
2 Wisconsin boys causing trouble. Through 3 games, Chad Kloss was a uncharacteristic minus 79.
He'd be a good person for a quick interview, but we'll let him bowl this game. If there's a little captain in him, it's even better, but we'll take him for what he's got for us after this game.
Looks like Flo was a Father John fan. Richgels went Brooklyn the whole way. That almost looked like a Peterson-esque attempt. Real straight, real down the middle. Just tugged it. Takes the soccer ball. Picks 9-10. That's a soccer ball.
Yes, on this side of the Atlantic, it's a soccer ball. And on this side of the Pacific as well, apparently.
That's a good shot. Almost 5-7. Oh, he
Did
does
5-7.
All right, he's gonna give this one a run here. Back-to-back 5-7s on the left lane.
It seems like Jeff's going more up the back of the ball.
Yeah.
And not around the side like Father John is. I think if Jeff wants to probably play that shot, I'd move about 1 or 2 to the right, bring my target in a little, and just...
This is even harder because the 5 pin
yeah.
moved. Yeah.
Right. Got 2 washout attempts here. Danny threw 2 pins at the 10. Well, 3 washout attempts. 13, 14, 15. Danny couldn't get the 10 out.
Nice
Chad
conversion
Kloss
by
goes
Chad
the
Kloss.
hard way.
As the crowd's behind us cheering
Going
Chad
wild
on.
over that. We could take a quick look at him. Do have a fan cam.
At who?
The fans.
The crowd's behind us. That ball just never turned for Father John there.
Standings after 4. Brad Miller has a 95 pin lead over Father John at plus 10. They're the only 2 north of even. There's the fans, and
That's also a picture. Also a picture of our tournament office.
Fans have no clue that they're on the internet right now.
Sorry about that.
Mike's waving in the background in the office. So, Father John on the 2-7-8 conversion. Oh, leaves the 7.
Let's see.
oh, that's what you get after picking a PBA washout.
Richgels is.
Smash 9.
I thought he was brewing up over here. This is a live look at Jeff Richgels. We're just going to follow him around. This is Jeff Richgels' reality TV show. There's his, there's Sue, his counterpart. That she's saying, would you please get the Vivid out and start bowling? I did not come down here to watch this. And he's saying, now Sue, I have the pizza challenge after this. I'm getting nervous, so just leave me alone for a minute.
I love it. Apparently, Mike Flanagan has informed us that it's Leanne Barrett Holsenberg's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Leanne.
It's the 2011 Women's U.S. Open champion.
How's my minus 48 number looking?
Well, Brad Miller's running away with it. Tyler Johnson's second at plus 10. If you go one more down, you get to Brett Cunningham at 4 under. And there's a nice little crowd there. Just under par.
Yeah, I want to bowl. I say this at every
Did you bring your
event.
stuff?
No.
No.
Excited I am going to be able to bowl later. We'll see squad, Jason.
Oh, maybe I'll probably, depending on how well I do on B, I'll probably be bowling the C squad as well, so. And
It's rare that I bowl in. Seems like I broadcast more of these events than I actually bowl, with the exceptions of the main IB Open.
And Mike says it's going to take plus 14 to make it.
To make match play or
To make
just
match
the
play,
cash?
Mike, or is that a...
I was saying about 40 under to cash.
Jeff Richgels goes really high, and he's just smiling right now, as Jeremy Boyer would say.
Yep.
Just smiling. For all my storm stuff.
Quote, it's not good when you hit the pocket 5 out of 6 shots and you have 75 in the 5th.
Nice.
Unquote, Jeff Richgels. Brad Miller now up on 15. He's our leader at 100 over. He's averaging 221 for these 4 games on this challenging condition, and he 2 pins.
His game so far is 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare strike, 9 spare strike, 9 spare, 9. He's got a 2 pin.
He has a 217 left with a spare if he doubles up in the 10th.
I have a fan cam on the soccer game as well. And shirt and tie, not pleased with somebody. Danny Spink having a rough game on 15-16. Doesn't look like that pair has been scoring great either for anybody so far today.
I think overall it really looks like 13 and 14 is the pair that both players are scoring well on. There's 2. This time we do have 3 players on 13 and 14.
Guys, would you say the break point is at board 11?
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's just how you get to it.
Have you guys heard my conversations with Norm Duke on the IB show?
Sure, I did.
Yeah.
How far, what is the length of this pattern?
It is 42
42.
feet.
what is 42 minus 31?
11.
It's 11.
Who has the rule of 31?
I do.
Norm Duke?
Yep.
Yep. There you go. I can't say it enough.
So Doug,
Yes.
answer me this one on the Fire and Ice challenge they have out at down in St. Louis.
It's it'd be minus 6.
It'd be minus 6. Okay.
No, I think any pattern over 40 feet, the 31-foot deal.
Well, he was doing it with the cheetah pattern, if I remember from his DVD as well, and that's 35.
35 or 36,
Yeah, 'cause you
depending on
wanna
what
be
year it
around.
is.
So it'd be like 4.
3 or
Yeah,
4.
depending on what year it is.
Right. Just my own 2 cents on it there. I've been wrong before, but that theory is holding true right now.
Definitely looks like 9 and 10, the pair that we said earlier was not scoring as well, is definitely opened up this game.
Oh,
Trip the 4.
he's not smiling after that one like our friend Jeremy, but is that an emerald vibe Quentin's throwing? It's a bright green pearl.
I'm pretty sure
It's
that,
not moving much, but it's striking a lot.
And that's strike spare 6 in a row. Brad really wanted that one. That would have got him into the 200s. Best he can do now is 197. But he'll still be leading the field by like 90.
Well,
Or depending on
with
that's true.
Quentin,
No, Quentin,
he
you're right.
was
I'm
in
sorry.
third,
Well, Quentin
just south of even. So
21
finish
under.
off at 280. It will bunch up.
Look
Yeah,
at this
that'll
guy
put him-
over here.
Real simple. Well,
Just keeping it in play, and black flagged another one.
Definitely definitely looks like he's playing almost like a fallback shot, kind of.
Yeah,
Like they did at the Women's U.S. Open.
right.
except he's throwing
With
a
plastic.
reactive ball.
plastic, yeah.
Quentin Bullen after 4 was 21 under. So this will definitely get him to the
Yeah, they'll put him in the
as he chops a spare.
ooh,
You start talking good about somebody,
there
and
you go. Well,
There you go.
I'm pretty sure he'll still get to plus this game.
he needs 6 pins.
Get you a good look at FJ here on lane 12. He's got 113 in the 6th, 9 spare in the 7th,
He hit 11.
but he
Gotta
missed
hide-
it at the bottom. These guys got a little hook down lane. Everybody went to something polished. I think surface is still okay with only 11 people on the squad. Just blend the pattern out, let the ball roll a little bit, keep it on the 1-3.
Brad Miller shoots 193. Then I'll put him at 98 under, or 98 over, excuse me. Father John converts a spare. He's got 130 in the 7th, spare up in the 8th. He's got 210 max. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go get prepped for B Squad, get changed into the old Gemini jersey that I've got.
Yeah,
All right.
he
So,
sports the IB.
I've got some other ones, too, with me, but I do have that one with me as well
All
this
right,
weekend.
well,
So
Good luck to you.
thank you all. I'll
All
see
right.
you out there.
Thanks, Jason. That was Jason Woolham hopping in the booth with us this morning. He says, I'm going to go get my bowl and stuff together. But that's a hot seat today. We're going to have guys in and out of it all day. We're going to keep this thing moving. We actually have the man. I met him last night. We have some of the same interest in bowling trivia, and we got Matt McNiel in the booth here. What's up, Matt?
Thank you, gentlemen, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And Just looking forward to another great InsideBowling.com tournament.
Thank you. What are you seeing so far? What do you like out there?
Well,
I know you're on the other side, but
yep. Just looking even before I came down, looking at the pattern, with the ratio the way it was and the length, you're really gonna the less directional change you can avoid, the better. It seems like. It seems like if you can kind of go up and at them, or if you can really control playing a little fader in there, you're going to do pretty good. And I think the guys who can get the ball to not banana peel so much off the back part of the lane, but more or less just get into a roll and try to continue through the pins, I think those guys are doing pretty well. And there's a young man down here throwing a green vibe. He get a pretty good strain down there, and so spares are at a premium, of course, and good shot making is at a premium.
That's a typical idea for most of the events. Bob Hockred made this pattern. This isn't an inside bowling pattern, but it's playing true to form.
Yeah, it certainly is, and and I think that's the great things about these tournaments is you don't have to go out and try to average 240 or 250. Just to make a cut or cash or something. It's not a carry fest.
Right.
It's an execution fest is what it is.
So you're on staff with 900 Global, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
What's the first ball out of the bag on an event like this? When you haven't seen any shots on the left side.
Well, during the practice session yesterday, I used my freight train, which is it's actually a symmetrical solid. It's got a really aggressive core and cover though, so. That's probably going to be one of the balls out of the bag. We also got a ball called the Look, which is really sweet too. So I think those two balls are probably going to be first out of the bag for me today. I had a really good look in practice session, but that's always practice session.
Right. See, we're finishing up game number 5 here. You got Dougie Fresh and Lee Boudouris. You're also listening to Matt McNiel in the booth of the 11thframe.com Open, presented by Coors Light and obviously InsideBowling.com. We're trying to have some fun here this morning. We got the fan cam already in action. We got Father John slapping out his Trip 4.7.
Father.
Get him into the 200s. Get another one.
Yeah. We had 2.57 leaves by our friend Jeff here on the.
If he paid me $120, I wouldn't go again.
Oh.
Yeah, Jeff is he has 2.57 leaves here on 11 and 12. So his frustrations are mounting.
They got to be up there,
especially on what's been one of the better pairs for us. 11 and 12, 13, 14, scoring well all day.
Old FJ.
Mm-hmm. Father John.
He was
he was a pleasure last night, actually.
I bet.
It was very cool to meet him. And then, I saw the guy having a few drinks, and I asked him what he did, and he told me he was a Catholic priest, and I was just blown away. I'm like, you have to be the absolute coolest priest that I have ever met.
Right.
As Matt and I talked about our bowling, I can see what's the word I'm looking for? Trivia, I guess, of live telecast. Father John has that same knowledge for golf, which Matt does as well, it seems like. So
208 for FJ. He's 18 over, and that should
pretty solid
keep him in second place.
Yeah, it's if he can crack, I think I'm just going to take a stab at it, and I know it's very early, and we've only seen 13 guys come through. I'm going to take a stab at predicting a cut score here, and I think it's going to be around 30 to 50.
I said 48.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be in the 40s as well. But some of our friends in the chat feel that as the squads increase with more participants, that the pattern's going to blow open a little more for B and C squads, and the scores might go up a little bit. So we'll see.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. although there's just so much darn volume out there that if you really don't have a ton of guys playing them uniform, I think they're going to be a little more snaky for a little while, and then maybe game 5, 6 I can see it maybe developing a little bit and being a little nicer. But I think they're going to be pretty honest most of the day.
I think Doug and I caught on to that in practice. There was, you got 11 right-handers, and you had 2 up 5. You had 4 more in the track, and then you had a few more where Chad Kloss is over now on 15-16, which is playing the wheel shot, 4th arrow or further.
And I think that's too deep.
I agree.
And I think obviously his scores reflect that. I think he's trying to cover too many boards, and I mean, when you have this much volume and you think about how much direction your ball has to change, I just think that's a bad scenario. But we'll see. I mean, I could definitely be wrong. There might be a method to his madness, and it's always easier to sit back here and tell people what the right thing is.
Oh yeah.
Versus getting out and doing it.
We've
we'll
also noticed,
chance.
like the based off of guys moving during practice and how they transitioned the lanes early played a big part. Like for instance, 9 and 10 was pretty low scoring the first 3 games because it was just there was nothing down lane.
Mm-hmm.
But then 11 and 12, Spink had 260. We had some push and recovery down lane, so.
Well,
that'd be interesting to watch.
We can kind of track it with the total scores that are up on the board. For example, 13 and 14, we got a plus 18, a minus 6 is plus 12, and a minus 19. So nearly minus 7 for the entire pair. And everybody's came on through, whereas if you look down at, say, 7 and 8, minus 129, minus 49, and minus 36.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's definitely going to affect, how, when bowlers come to it for the next game, what's going to happen there as far as the scoring pace. And that's just what makes, there's a lot of ambiguity in this sport.
Right.
And that's just, that's a big piece of it.
Pick there by Father John covering the 1-2-4-8.
Yes, like I said, spares are tricky here, and it'd be very interesting.
Here's an interesting thought. If Mike comes back to the booth here in a minute, because we're using lanes 7 through 16 right now, trying to keep 5 and 6 out of play, and 1 through 4 is an actual VIP area that's walled off. We can't even see it. So we're using 7 through 30 based off of entries. But technically, they might only rerun 7 through 16, I wonder. So 17 through 30, however many pairs they ran, has been sitting now since 7 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be interesting to see how the high end plays now compared to the low end for the rest of the day.
Well, and that's really going to come down to the machine, I feel.
Right.
Because I bowled a local scratch tournament a few weeks ago on something similar. It was that Kegel Route 66, so it's a little more forgiving, but the length is still there, the volume's still there. And when we re-oiled, they actually hooked more because the machine got the back end a little cleaner,
right?
And they were a little more conducive to scoring versus when they started out when they were fresh.
Right.
So, I mean, the machine can do one of two things. It'll either not strip them as good and make them tighter, or it will strip them better and they might open up just a hair more. And that's really dependent on the machine. I know they use the Brunswick Authority 22 here, and I know that's a machine coming from a Brunswick center. I know if our guys always aren't staying on the machine, keeping it clean, and that kind of thing.
Right, the maintenance.
Yeah, it doesn't strip nearly as good. So
we will see.
We
Seems
shall.
like take care of the rest of this place very well. So
yes.
Stands the reason they take care of the lane machine as well, especially with Bob Hockman running the place.
Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful facility. It looks like the machines are running pretty good. Has there been any ball calls or anything?
None.
I haven't seen
That's
anything.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of hard work back there to keep these things cruising along with no stops.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Especially the GSXs, because I actually worked on these machines back when I was in high school. I worked for Jillian's,
Yeah.
and every day it was small adjustment here, making sure, especially with the pin spotting stations that are on the table, those are always getting out of a line. So to make sure you have all those in line, all the racks look good, and everything seems to be running good. So
Yeah.
it's really good that they're staying up on top of all that.
On the fresh, it seemed like the carry was really good, and then now as guys are getting deeper, on lane play, it seems like I'm seeing more wrap tins.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's just from when you're
Yeah.
losing that angle,
Right.
and it's very easy to when you lose that angle, especially if you're rolling the ball and not getting the ball to dive a little harder through the pocket. But I think the guys are finding out that they need to roll the ball to control the back ends,
Right.
and to smooth out the pattern. So
Here's a good look at Quentin on lane 11. He's got the front three, and he's playing that. He's using a less aggressive ball and just keeping it just inside the track. A little fallback fader here. So
After 5, he was third at plus 12, just 6 behind Father John. He's got a spare triple of his own.
Mm-hmm.
It'll benefit both players to finish in this part of the house here.
He's calling for the Brooklyn there. He tugged that one.
Sorry about that.
And but no, he throws it plenty good. And
Yeah.
you just gotta. This is one of those patterns you really gotta execute. You really gotta make sure you're getting through those shots. It's really easy on a shot where you don't have a lot of room to want to pull up on it and not trust it as much.
Right.
And not trust that free arm swing. But here it's so critical that you get through the shot, get the ball down the lane, let it read the back ends. That'll increase your area and that'll increase your carry. So he got lucky on the spare there. He'll take it.
Those of you guys just joining us, this is Matt McNiel in the booth with Dougie Fresh and Lee Boudouris at the 11thframe.com Open. I was trying to get you a shot of Matt as he was envisioning and actually showing us how to execute the extension and throwing it good on our fan cam, but I just missed him. We'll get him to imitate that more later with some more live interviews. It looks like Brad Miller's still your leader here after 5 at 98 over, followed by John Brocklin and Quentin Bolin are your top 3. So we got 11 guys in A squad, and I think we have 35 or so signed up for B, plus some re-entries. So we'll keep bringing you all the live action.
The crowd behind us seems to keep growing as the day goes on. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. I really think you guys are gonna see a good amount of walk-ins, especially for that 12:30 squad. For guys who drove in this morning or guys who got in late last night after getting off of work and just wanted to catch up on the Z's.
Yeah. Our 11thframe.com captain Richgels said if we paid him, he didn't want to bowl again.
That's probably just because he wants to sit up here so much and
So
talk some bowling.
he's just excited for his pizza challenge that we'll have live
that's
stream
true as well.
with commentary.
What's this pizza challenge?
I know he's gonna eat the pizza over here from the sports bar, and it's just a lot of food. I mean, it's a 9-inch pizza, but it's real thick and very filling. And he says he can eat a whole one, which I guess he's going to attempt here after game 1, going into game 2, or squad 1 going into the second squad. So,
And we can, of course, get our portable camera and microphone on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the easiest 9-10 I've ever seen.
I think so.
So 9 was moved over halfway to the 10 spot.
That's it's definitely a good break. I would not argue with that one. Father John's looking at another 310 here.
Looks like the 3 got moved over a little bit for him as well.
Well, Father on the spares.
Old FJ.
Yeah.
The shim wrecker there on 15 just annihilates the 369 10, which is a tough spare.
Very.
All right, Fearless Leader's got some. Oh God, he's got too much time on his hands. He's running a bowling tournament. Doug?
He's micromanaging. Mike, would you care to grab a mic and chime in for a minute?
Yeah.
All right, get the camera on him. Hold on, Mike.
Gotcha.
All right, you're good.
Okay, guys, you're watching live coverage of the 11th Frame Open on IBTV. Today's event is brought to you by Coors Light at Diamond Joe Casino here at beautiful Cherry Lanes in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm Mike Flanagan alongside with Brian Burkhardt, who never talks. Matt McNiel's joining us up in the booth, and Lee Boudouris, and of course, tag team partner, producer extraordinaire, Mr. Doug Lakey. Thank you for joining us today. I encourage you to check out our live ticker for updated standings, as well as our full standings below, which are updated after every game. We also have videos and pictures down below. We'll be uploading throughout the day. Let us know who you're cheering for. We'll try to get you as much coverage as we can, as we are the most interactive live bowling network on the web. Also want to let you know that team bowling is back October 13th and 14th as we bring you the 5-slot team event in St. Louis. $500 team entry fee with a $6,000 first prize. Don't forget our next live broadcast will be September 15th and 16th at Fusion Realtors Open at Cadillac Lanes in Waterloo, Iowa. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks, Mike. Lee, why were you turning up our microphones?
Couldn't figure out which one
Oh,
Mike was, because Brian said he was too soft.
I think Brian's like the teller of the Penn and Teller.
yes.
Thank you, Mike. Mike was Mike 4. We have 1,800 different knobs to choose from, and I know what like 3 of them do.
And actually, just to hit on what Mike was saying, there's the huge Fusion Realtors Classic in Waterloo coming up next month, and I believe Joe Engelkes Engelix has 154 entries as of right now,
Right.
and I think he can get to 190,
Nice.
and I think that's it. So if you're and that's a phenomenal tournament. They have a ton of extra money. There's always a ton of brackets and side pots and great things. And it's on a very honest pattern. So
Looking forward to that.
yes, if you're thinking about bowling, please come out and bowl. Those tournaments are run like clockwork, and it's going to be a great tournament. So definitely come on out to Waterloo.
He's done some hard work raising that extra money, and it's all for the players. So,
Yep. Yeah, Joe does a great job. Just with his monthly scratch tournament, he's always got interesting formats. He'll have doubles, over-unders, trios, and he keeps it fresh, keeps it innovative, and does a great job for the sport of bowling. So.
It's a second triple in this game for FJ.
Yep, another slap
Trying to-
off by the Fada. That was a nice shot there.
very nice.
Very nice shot. It's kind of got an interesting release. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a half Don Johnson, because he doesn't get all the way out to his side, but he kind of flicks that arm out.
Right. Carmen Salvino, Don Johnson.
Yeah. The Kokomo Kid. Kokomo, Indiana. All right, let's see if he can get back on pace here with a double. He's on 2-0 pace right now. This will get him into 2 teams.
Another good one.
Yeah,
that was a great
pretty
shot.
Nice. He actually, I think that was maybe just a little inside of what he wanted, but I think, the guy's been playing there, and there's a little push down there, and
Right.
it just sat up and gave him a nice reaction.
Very nice. We got some action down on 7 and 8 that you can kind of see Brad Miller there on the far left side of your screen. He is strike up in the 10th on a possible 220 pace. 221 if he doubles here. And it looks like
Certain you can count Brad Miller's open frames as said on one hand.
very much
His
so.
bad games have been 190 clean. Just carry issues.
Danny Spink, strike up in the 10th. If he can fill it out, he has 216. Jeff's going to go around and get in everybody's heads here. Telling some spectators that are walking in, some guys getting ready for B, the next squad that to get ready for the U.S. Open.
Brad carries another strike. I'll put him in the 220s and 1,300.
We always laugh
Or
about Brad's mannerisms on the lanes. He could have 300, 9-bagger, and you would never know it.
And that's those are some of the you're going to see those are really some of the better players out there because they're so mentally strong and they don't let the emotions take over.
It's hard to do.
It definitely is. Definitely is. Nice out there by Brad, just trucking along.
So 221. As Brad Miller punches, puts him at plus 119.
Here's a scenario for you. Let's say you're Brad, so you're 120 over. What do you? I mean, would
You're
you?
bowling tomorrow for sure.
You think so? I just leave it alone and go back. Just get out of here for the rest of the day and night, or what do you do?
Yeah, I think. I think you put your feet up, and unless you're really enticed by the brackets, if you get that's always because how much is the re-entry, guys?
$100.
120 or 130, I think.
So okay, say you throw 120 at it, you load up in brackets, you got another good look. Now, if you can go, you can go another 100 over for 6 games, you'll probably make some good money in the brackets if we have enough of them.
Right.
So that would be a possibility, but
It seems like for B squad we will.
yes. But
It's $120
we
as
said
M
120.
cubed. I said 120 or 130. I wasn't
Oh
sure.
yeah.
but I think if I were him, I'd say, well, that was a good block of bowling, and sit back and put my feet up and enjoy the rest of the day.
Go see some of the sights here in Dubuque. We are on the river here at Cherry Lanes, Diamond Joe Casino. Beautiful facility.
Oh, just absolutely gorgeous, and there's a lot of great stuff to do in the town there. And there's got the Riverboat History Center, which is actually pretty interesting for anyone out there who likes to catch up on their Dubuque history. I definitely suggest making that a stop.
Good finish for FJ. 256.
That's how you want to end a block right there.
Father John. And then we saw that 5-9 chop there.
So 74 over for FJ. You might want to. We should talk to him about that. He's a clear second.
Yeah, and that's definitely that's bowling tomorrow,
right?
Unless things get drastically out of hand. But that's bowling tomorrow, and
yeah, I guess you have to watch to see what happens in the second squad, and then if for some reason the scores jump, then then you can reconsider
bowling the third,
bowling tonight. So
yeah, and it's just this is here on 11-12. This is a prime example of how quick it can turn south for you with a few errant shots. I mean, you start out with triple, spare, okay, give away a makeable spare, come back with a double, and miss another makeable spare, and now, well, heck, I got a strike just to shoot 200. So you turned 20-30 pins in the black to I might go actually 1 or 2 in the red.
Right.
And all right.
Covered that there. So strike up for Lee likes to call it +0.
Mm-hmm.
That cup's always half full here at InsideBowling.com.
Is the donkey punch still up for grabs? With the 300? Do you still get the donkey punch?
I'd say anything we can do to Mike is always up for grabs.
All right.
Well, remember, it was Mike or Jeff. It was Mike or Jeff on the
Hey,
donkey punch.
All right.
We got Mike Flanagan just taking Lee's spot in the booth here.
And I guarantee you that people would much rather donkey punch Jeff than I.
Good finish for you there, 256, puts you 74 over, I believe, in second place. What was your what made the difference there for that last game for you?
Well, I was starting to lose a reaction down lane, so I just tried to soften up my ball speed a little bit and make sure that the ball still got projected, and it worked.
At least in
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
At least in the booth, we saw a little bit of a difference between 11 through 14 being a little bit higher scoring than the rest of the pairs. Do you see that as well, or was it different for you?
Not really. They all seem pretty much the same to me. The general characteristic for me was the left lane was a little bit more forgiving than the right lane all the way along. But I had pretty much the same thing wherever I went, really.
Think you're going to stand on +74 and stick around for a while and just watch, or?
I'm going to have to stand on 74 because that's all I got. I don't think I can do better.
Well, sounds good. Great bowling today.
Good point there by FJ. He said it there. He's like, I gave it all I had, and that shows a good player that knows that. Because some guys could maybe be 74 over and say, I had carry issues for a 2-teen when I could have had 250, and I'm bowling again because I've got more out there. But he's content with his 74 over. So.
Father was not greedy.
No.
And he knows his abilities and lives within them. So that's a sign of a true bowler right there.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think, 2 will make it off this squad, just 2?
I'm thinking first and second place, I think, are going to be bowling tomorrow for sure. We are speculating about cut, being anywhere from 30 to 50, just based off what we saw for this group. Now, I think if next squad, if everybody's more spread out like this squad, then I think scores are going to stay low. And, of course, that is how we're spread out is up to the almighty tournament director, Mr. Flanagan. But I think if you keep people spread out based on how many entries we have, if you keep them spread out, I think the scoring pace is going to stay low and the shot's going to stay very, very challenging. And I think you're going to truly get the cream of the crop who can really execute and stay even-keeled throughout and make their spares.
Yeah, we're probably going to have about 35 to 40 for this next set, so we're going to use the whole house.
That's phenomenal. That's
so
very good.
24 lanes. So.
And that's good. Like I said, keeping people spread out, you don't get a ton of play on the pairs, and that will, I think that's going to keep the scores a little lower and keep it honest, which is good. We like that.
We are wrapping up game number 6 here at the 11thframe.com Open, presented by Coors Light, Diamond Joe Casino, and InsideBowling.com is bringing it to you live here. So we're going to rerun some lanes, and I guess we're just going to 7 through 16. Or are we running the whole house?
We're doing the whole house.
All right.
We're going to do the whole house. It's the right thing to do. It's a bit of a waste of oil, but that way we've got all of our ducks in a row and everything is covered, and we cannot be criticized later.
Right.
No excuses.
No excuses. We had Matt McNiel in the booth finishing up. We had big thanks to Jason Woolham and obviously Lee Boudouris bringing us some post-game interviews there. So as we wrap up game number 6 on lane 9 and 10, we'll get some tunes going.
Yeah, let's show our promo video.
Yeah.
And then we'll go straight into tunes after that. And
okay.
We will resume action right on the mark about 12:30. Probably come back about 12:15.
Sounds good. We'll see you guys in about an hour. Dougie Fresh, Mike Flanagan signing out. See ya.